When it comes to hearing protection, especially from us here at Big Ear, we pride ourselves on having a wide variety of different options for different hobbies and different lifestyles. And within these different categories, I get a very often asked question, which is, what shell size do I get? In this video, I'm going to describe the differences between the shell sizes, and I want to walk you through the reason why somebody would prefer one over the other and what I personally use to really ensure that I get the most comfort and the most protection out of my earplugs. For the different earplugs that we sell, we have different shell size options. For our full stop earplugs, which are either our lab generated earplugs, our made on site earplugs, or our super soft earplugs, those we make in a canal only. We make them in half shell, we make them in a 3/4 shell, we make them in a full shell. Now, individuals who are going to be using them for firearms, I would really only recommend a full shell if you're strictly using it for that. If you're a motorcycle rider, I would recommend a half shell. If you're a dentist, I would recommend a 3/4 shell. If you are somebody who's going to use them for sleep, I would use a canal only or a half shell. And the next group of products would be our filtered earplugs. And the filtered earplugs come in half shell, 3/4 shell, and full shell. If you are going to be using them on the motorcycle, I would recommend half shell. If you're gonna be skydiving in them, once again, half shell. If you're a dentist, if you're using them in a practice, I would either use a half shell or a 3/4 shell. If you can use them for firearms, once again, I would recommend the full shell. And finally, we have our custom headphones. And now these are only built in a full shell. Now, I wanted to get that out of the way, but I want to break down the different shell sizes. Now, in the canal only, that's going to be great because it only fills up the canal. It really is only going right into the canal, and you're not dealing with any type of material on the outside face that can rub on a pillow or on a incredibly tight helmet if you prefer to go with a canal. So let's say if you go for a full stop earplug and you're going to use it for motorcycle riding, you can go with the canal. I would still recommend a half shell just because it's a little bit easier to get a hold of, but we'll jump up into the half shell. Now the half shell is about double the size of the canal only. It's going to look like this guy right here. And this goes right into the ear bowl, but it doesn't fill it up entirely. And it's a great option for wearing underneath a motorcycle helmet. It's great for wearing underneath muffs. I would say the half shell is going to be the most popular option. And if you have any question of what size you should get, I would definitely default the half shell. The next size up is going to be our 3/4 shell. That's what the sizing is here. It's a little taller than the half shell. It's going to go just past halfway in the ear bowl, and it's going to make sure that you have something you can grab onto. I prefer it for individuals who have a little bit larger fingers, or if you're a little bit claustrophobic, or if you want to have something to where it has size on it and you want to be able to get a hold of it, but you don't want it to be encompassing the entire ear, then I would definitely go with the 3/4 shell. It's probably the least popular option and something that I would really only specify if you want to have something to where you can wear it on a motorcycle, but you also want to wear it to, let's say, a gun range or anything like that. But the only thing to heed is it is a little bit larger, so it can rub on helmets and it can be a little bit more uncomfortable in the ear. And that's definitely not something you want to get if you are a motorcycle rider or if you are a skydiver or if you're going to be planning on wearing something super tight over top of your ear. Now, finally is our full shell. And that's going to be easily demonstrated with my custom headphones here. You'll see it encompasses the entirety of the ear and it completely fills up the ear bowl and absolutely creates a larger profile on the outside of the ear. And now these are great for having around guns. They're great for being in incredibly loud places like an industrial facility. If you are a pilot and you're gonna be pre-flight checking all of your equipment and you wanna be able to go and walk outside the airplane, a full shell is gonna be great to ensure you don't receive any hearing loss. It's also great for just getting a hold of. And it's the best option for individuals who have larger hands, and if you just cannot get something out of your ear, or if you do struggle with a little bit of dexterity in your fingers, then without a doubt, I would go with a full shell. Now, these are the options that we have. It's gonna come down to your personal preference. With my earplugs, I like having half shell. It's just much more comfortable for me. I have smaller ear canals and I have smaller ears on the inside, so if I have something a little bit larger, it does tend to pop out a little bit more in my ears, the shape of them. If I wear a helmet, if I wear anything, the ear bowl, if I wear a full shell underneath a motorcycle helmet, it is a little bit more uncomfortable for me. Now for my filtered earplugs, I have them in a 3/4 shell. It's a little bit less practical. It's mainly so I can demonstrate them. Now for the filtered earplugs, I would definitely recommend a half shell if you're gonna be a motorcycle rider. Myself, personally, for all of the products, I recommend half shell. And now the headphones, we only make them in full shell. We do not make them in any other option, so that will automatically be selected and you will not be able to change that on the checkout form. Everything else, you can change the shell size. It's gonna come up to your preference. It really comes down to what your preferences are, what you're gonna use them for. If you wanna know a little bit more details about which option to choose, just reach out to me. We can have a conversation either through email, you can give me a phone call, or you can go to the website and open up a little chat box icon, and I'll be able to advise you on the best shell size for your lifestyle. And I'll be able to get you the best shell size for your personal preference. So if this is interesting to you, reach out to me. And I wanna thank you so much for watching, and I'll hear you later.